Okay.
Why? What?
Well, I would like to have it, just get to have it with pasta and stuff, but don't worry about it. We'll see you there
Good bread.
shortly. Any bread?
Well, you know it.
I thought you did.
Oh,
Huh. Yeah, maybe. Oh, okay. Maybe. Now I
well,
can't find the tab that I typed it in, which means it's meant to be, or not meant to be, as the case may be.
like you could do it yourself garlic bread by just taking margarine and adding some garlic,
I think
minced garlic.
Yeah,
And,
but I don't have the bread either, except for your
well,
sandwich
you've got
bread,
my bread. You said
which is
any
very
bread.
grainy and it's for your sandwiches.
Oh,
Okay, we have a viewer.
There's two loaves.
Sorry. Okay. Sorry. Just brief, slight distraction in there, and it's well, the viewer laughs. That's great. And it's quite sad. And I was actually going to email somebody to either meet somebody up front either Tuesday or Wednesday, or drop off some bread from next door, but I don't know who it be. I don't want everyone to know that where we live if they don't already. And it seems to have closed. I don't know where it went. I just was looking at it, then I came back to this tab, then I tried to go back to that tab, and the 4 email tabs that I have open. Well, maybe it's this one. I thought I clicked that. Or maybe I just minimized it. Yes, I think I did. But I'm not sure about sending it. But if I'm going to, I'd like to before Wednesday. No, that doesn't look like that. I don't know what that is, but that just opened huge. Oh no, it opened empty too, but it does that sometimes. Oh no, here it is. Okay. Well, since I didn't, it's one thing. I don't think they completely hate me. They may even surprise me and give me more stuff. I don't know. So it might be worth asking. I know she's not there. Uh, so just quickly finishing this up, and then I'll be right with you. Since I do still see it here. I think I'm going to. It says I have from there. Oh, sorry. Sorry, distracted. I just the idea came to me. We were just talking about something. Yeah, because she was like she started off with how's your Easter. She was like really sorry to do this, um, which was kind of surprising. You'd think she may have been adamant, but I think she knew that they really didn't have a lot to go on. But uh, um, okay, we'll see how that goes. So I haven't thought of that person in ages. So actually, that's two things, and this may be, and I didn't select it, but if there's no comments during, then but they come after, then they'd show, or if they come while I'm doing this, then they'll show. Now Glenn will be playing piano downstairs in a moment, but I do feel like I'm giving a couple of sides, and they may or may not be attached to the viewer that just left. So why say it? But again, for any afterwards, you know, um, I think I put in the title the word cherish, which I have heard as a name once or twice before, and the reason that it stands out, well, a couple things actually are coming to mind here. So we have a table over here, and there's a number of things on it, and there's not a lot of new things on it, but anyway, and it's kind of uh, I don't want to say cluttered, but anyway. And I just found these two rocks. It's making me think various things. I'm not sure which is the sign that is meant to be heard, and I'm kind of in the mode. It's been a long day and I'm tired, but I'm kind of in the mode. So, because I've been watching other ones, I guess, and that sometimes does it. Um, Basically, and I'm also channel for my own loved ones. So there's lots of confidence there because I know they passed, blah blah blah. But yeah, so basically, at the top corner of that desk behind some stuff, and I was just standing here waiting for Glenn to finish on the computer. Something jumped out, and I didn't know we had them. I don't even know if they feel they're pretty light. I didn't know we had them, but I feel they're saying something to me. And I'd be curious to see the comments on this. And I might try and edit the title if I know how to just kind of say, I mean, yeah, that'll attract that'll attract the people that it applies to, and maybe feels a little less randomized, but I don't know. So, and I think I said earlier, right? That I didn't even know we had them. I've never seen them before. It must have been something he picked up somewhere. But basically, I'm thinking it could be somebody with the name Cherish. Uh, it could just, I mean, lots of people would think that, and pretty accurately could say that their loved one had a very nice smile, and or I don't know. I think it says these are the three things that I think these rocks are speaking to me, and it's kind of like those object things that some people do. I don't do it that way very often, but I don't know. I guess with my own loved ones, I guess I don't really feel like I need to do it that way very often. But I guess sometimes in a meditative way or whatever. But I feel like it's the name cherish. It's something to do with the musician, whether it's rock musician or otherwise, or somebody that really liked the Stones. I don't think it's something to do with a nice smile. I mean, that may just happen to be the case, but that they also had one. But that's a little too. Not that the other things are. The name Cherish is kind of unique, I guess, but the other things that I'm thinking from these are not necessarily unique, like a nice smile. Um, I feel like this could be connected to like a dentist, somebody who was a dentist. Um, so musician, dentist, or the name Cherish. And I feel like there was maybe one other one, but I can't think of what it is at the moment. So now, before I started, without much thinking, much prep work or whatever, I was pretty quickly picking up or hearing. I'm just trying to remember what I was thinking because, like I said, it's been a long day and I'm tired. But I know that before I started, when I was it once I came upstairs? I think two or three times once since I'd been upstairs. Um, I feel like I'm hearing something. Um, so that would apply. That type of relation would apply to parents. I'm thinking mostly for some reason that it connected to your mother, but it could be both parents or any type of parents. Uh, and I'm also sensing the name Dylan. Um, and I really hope we get a viewer here because this would be so cool to. I mean, I don't know if I can retract that email, but this would be so cool to have this successful session and find and hear that it resonates. Um, you know, before heading to bed, I think that would be a nice kind of way to kind of wrap up the day. And I did. I just wrote that email really quickly, but whatever. I also just saw. I guess that's the light that just come on, but it just suddenly made that very bright. I think that the light in here is also reflecting. So now I just watched an interesting session with Teresa where somebody was saying, or she was trying to tell someone that if the person moved, that and maybe this is something you resonate with as well, that our loved ones go with us, and that's obvious. I think that makes a lot of sense, and that they don't get stuck in places. I think it's more so movies and certain type of supposedly entertainment media that tries to tell us otherwise. But I did. I don't know what it was earlier today. It was quite windy out, and I had the front door slightly open, and uh, and I heard a door creaking. And at first I wondered, like, and it was kind of like, this is not the way that they get my attention usually. Which came out of the name, whatever, I woke up from that. But then I realized it was just the wind. Uh, but yeah, um, I'm gonna sit over here because it's more comfy. I don't want to get myself achy before bed. Really need just a better setup in here. But I mean, with nobody here at the moment, all I can pick up on is my own loved ones, I suppose. But I'd love to, and would feel so honored to be able to do a quick session for somebody here. Just spur of the moment, if it's meant to be anywhere in the world, and I'm curious where they'd be from, and if they'd be getting this right before bed too, or what. Maybe it's not meant till after the fact, somebody to see this. But and I'm so glad I very bravely told a new friend who is religious, younger, but well, I didn't. Well, actually, I did. I think I was gonna say, well, didn't say I specifically did, but no, I think I did actually. You want another one? Um, um, and it's a video. I don't know if she's finished it. It was pretty late there, and I don't know if she's up through the night much or not. But I might try to tomorrow. There were some distractions, but I was intrigued, and I understand the channel name now. Um, masseuse. Just kidding. Hopefully, he'll be playing piano soon, so that we can get on with things instead. When I get down there, yeah. As much as I want to make the bread, unless I hear from her, it's kind of like, no, I need that for. It's good to have a pasta. The other thing that I wanted to say, um, at 13 mark, um, is maybe there could be some sort of connection, possibly to the name Corey Glenn, but there. And I thought I should state that because she said, "Well, we discussed it," and she said you could do this. Well, no, we can't. But anyway, basically, uh, I am wondering too, and I know, sure, it's a common enough name. I don't hear it often. I think one of my mother's neighbors might be a Sheila. I haven't really been to her place in quite a while, and I know the other one's name for sure, or one of them. But um, that being said, if people that happen to stumble upon this happen to have a Sheila that happens to have passed away, then maybe it's the one. I mean, maybe it's meant to be that they see this, and because the people that see this might not connect to that, but if they do, you know, um, even more so if she's blonde, slightly heavier, slightly, possibly. I hate to be specific, but I feel like there might be something with connected to like the person I just was emailing that might also have some similarities to one of your loved ones. So I'm just gonna sit here and yeah, you know what? Do I want to see? I mean, like I say, I'm tired and it's late, but I know how much they would love to, you know, to connect with me. my own loved ones. And if nobody else is here, and if they tune in while I'm doing it, then great, they get to see it in action if they never have on this channel before. So that's something we post a lot of. And then if they see it in action, then, you know, when I'm just doing it for myself, then, you know, kind of hard to hate on that, right? Like nobody's ever going to, no matter what anybody says, nobody's ever going to kind of convince me that when I feel I'm connecting to my loved ones that it's anything bad. You know, one because of the specific things that I've said, and two because I know that my loved ones aren't. I don't know if that's a message for me about my music and my dentist needs or whatever. Right now, I don't feel like I can truly uh, like I can what's the words? I hate to say it, but I think that with my loved ones on those topics, if they were connected to me, um, they'd be more beneficial to be connected to you. So I have a couple options that I can do here. I would hate to feel something and then not hear from anybody on this, but you know what? If if a lovely angel wants to introduce himself, knowing I have this gift and wants to, you know, brighten, my evening's been pretty good, but continue to for it to be good, then then I'm also going to list a bunch of names. I'm thinking of my dentist now, and I just happened to go to their website for a moment because I was wondering if I might any of these names might resonate for me. Um, but I'm wondering if they might for you. And I know this could be reaching, but again, if certain people see this and it does, again, it could have been otherwise. It could have been other people that seen this and it didn't resonate. So I mean, if it makes sense, it makes sense. And I guess like there's a real unique name here that may not be connected to any of this other stuff that I said, but may be connected to someone who has somebody with this name that's passed away. Shale, is it? I'm not think even in the playback then. Uh, Mackenzie and Sarah. Yes, mine's Mackenzie. Yeah, I'm not sure. Um, Roxanne, Mona, Nguyen. These are kind of unique names. Gretel. I forgot that her name was Angela, but that's actually kind of ironic. When I feel it's the time, I'll do it. I'm just trying to process this stuff on this dental website just because I feel like maybe it's actually a message for me. I'm not selfish, and I would love to bring the healing to others, but maybe it is, and it's just I'm tired and I'm needing, you know. So I'm looking at my dentist's website. Ironically, I mean, it was these stones. They started it too. I will say though, as far as browsing, I mean, Jasmine, perhaps that just started randomly playing. Anybody named Jasmine? Anybody that did hip hop related stuff? I know again, but again, you know what I already said. Um, Anybody from Paris? Because it's a song about Paris there, which makes me think Burke, Chloe, perhaps. Nobody's here, so nobody's confirming anything. I don't believe my brother has passed away. And I don't know what part of France he was in either. Anybody who likes suede shoes? By any chance? Looks like I may have gotten a message, an email back from somebody that I was hoping to get. Oh, maybe not. Oh, I don't know. This tab. Okay. Because this is unique enough. Anybody named Riel, spelled like real. Well, any movie can have relatable things. Don't know what it is. A name? Oh, okay. But yeah, it said 79, then it said 86 suddenly from it. And actually, like, I do feel like this particular video is alluding to some things that might resonate to somebody. Not necessarily me that I can think of. I mean, 86. I wouldn't mind hearing from my dad. It's been a while. But 86, well, my dad might be 79 by now. I mean, I'm 38. I was going to say, where am I? 39, 38, yeah. And my mother is 59 or 60, maybe 61, and he's 10 years old. No, so he's not quite. Um, I don't think that this is what I'm thinking it is, but also drag performing. That seems to be something that might resonate. And I'm just going where the computer's taking me, and what I feel it's telling me things that are meant to be. Like, for instance, I'm back on a tab I was on earlier today, and I'm looking at an old video. I don't know if this date means anything to anybody, but it's the thing that I heard about Facebook. I'm wanting just to trying to do some things with some of my videos. The still to this was us a rose, and actually I saw a very interesting video where she talked to this guy. She like really brought the personality in. I felt like it was, what was her name? Was it Susan? Can't remember. She used to be a pretty big blonde lady. Um, Last name is Morgan. I remember that because she thought that she was at a group reading session or whatever, and she thought that she was bringing in one of her relatives, but then they said, no, it's not you. It's not that. But there was this coincidence, and her last name was Morgan, and Sally, maybe something like that. I'd never heard of her before. Um, I don't know why I bring this up, but anyway. So, and she was connected to Jersey. Actually, I saw something about too in a video today. So there might be some, and put a comment, and I'll get back to you on them. This channel, videos I've done fairly often, but I'll try and remember to look too. But yeah, so on this one, also the interesting art that he said he didn't recognize. So if there was an artist, Irish, October 1st, 2019, if that means anything to anybody. Number 17, the name AJ, or there's the EG. I mean, that was somebody I didn't even know I was connected to. And turned out I was. I know it's not. I know it just passed, and there may be some sort of significance. I don't usually, I mean, it might be because I'm doing this. I don't usually see the signs so rapidly, but I'm hoping that afterwards somebody, because nobody's here now, there hasn't even been one person that I've noticed, unless I've been looking at the other screen when they've briefly been there. Sometimes they're briefly there for some reason. But I can't really only going to be here for a few seconds, eh? But I am seeing a couple interesting things. So I searched something. I did type Eva card, but it was just because, about paying online. So I thought of that. Walmart is showing website where we do our shopping is showing me something very interesting. And I'm thinking it might resonate to some people. It's showing me a memory card for PlayStation. So if one of your loved ones maybe played video games, I actually just answered a trivia question that the answer was PlayStation. It has pink and yellow butterflies, and I don't know. It seems like a partial phrase, but it says granddaughter, the world's a brighter place, ... This seems to be something about average. It's all very random stuff, and I'm thinking meant to be about something. I mean, I don't know. I think about Christine and Marie and all that with that one. I've been talking about them a little bit lately. I was thinking about different Michelle tonight, actually, and Margaret Erkwell. PD, I don't know what's happened to them. But cigarette brands and smokers, different cigarette brands to target groups, and they convey customer images. If something does transpire from this would be a reminder to tell them about it. But the one that jumped out first, the last in the row, it's apparently a greeting card, and it says thinking of you because it's Valentine's Day, even if it isn't. So I don't know if that means, and again, yes, I'm saying a lot of stuff, more than I had expected to, especially since nobody's here. But again, if people see this afterwards, they'll be like, oh, this resonates with me. I do feel like that's meant to be serendipity. There's something there. So it could be Valentino. It could be, I think, the last name Valentine. It could be somebody's partner. Actually, I do know somebody who passed, but it's too soon, I think, to contact them, whose partner passed away, I guess, almost about 3 weeks before Valentine's Day. And I was just thinking about my brother. I can't find an obituary for him, so I didn't know him to have passed away anyway. So, but and his birthday's right around there. So what am I going to do with the rest of this? I'm going to sit with what I just said for a moment, or maybe stand with, and see if anything, and ironically that's next to a bunch of candy, but dentists actually like getting, see if anything jumps out from what I said that I feel like, maybe I can expand a little bit on based on what I'm feeling, other than the things that are being shown to me. So anything that stands out, again, I am tired, and my mind is also kind of saying, oh, do a quick channeling of your own loved ones. Not because I'm selfish, but because I'm here and you're not at the moment. You know what I mean? Man, that plant's looking in rough shape. Also, Patricia. It could be a Patricia. In fact, I'm feeling a fairly strong pull towards connecting a couple of those dots to like the name Patricia Valentino or something like that. or felon, something. I hate to say that name sounds, but maybe just simply Italian. I can't not see a blonde person because I'm thinking of Glen's sister, but that's the only reason. It's interesting though to see this. Okay, he made an order. Interesting to see just the different things I feel like the screen is telling me. Well, I do actually have the obituary still open and it's in his window. Actually, I should probably close it. It's been pretty patient with that, but for a guy, I didn't know him very well though. Some details are first name Gregory, age 64, 1955 to 20. That would be, I guess, how when a 64-year-old would have been born, and but passed away in 2020. What month? What does it seem to say? Which is really odd. Somewhere around May. No, well, that's April. April. Okay. Wasn't someone I was hugely close with, though. Although, now that I'm looking at that, I am kind of wondering about this. He's had a lot of health problems for years. I'm surprised if he's still alive. I mean, so I wanted to say that too. Like, I'm just wanting to validate. I mean, I'm primarily practice, but channeling only those that I know have passed away. So I don't want to guess. I don't want to start channeling someone, especially someone that I kind of know, although I haven't seen him in years. And then, although, as it says that the connections of the sometimes that can mean that in fact, I briefly rekindled with somebody, but it didn't last, unfortunately. That it can mean that they had been in a coma, and I picked them up in their comatose state. Anybody play piano? um, but okay, that was me, I guess, in that mirror. But I'm surprised I saw the reflection. I guess my eye caught the mirror the brief little bit that it could as I sat down. I do want to get back down to the dog and Glen soon, though, but I'm gonna look at this back later. Actually, I think, and possibly come when I'm a bit more rested, maybe via the computer, and come and comment. Last name. Maybe comment and say, you know, because I do feel like some of them I would say no, not for me. Maybe it's channel, but otherwise not connected to me. But there's some things I said, mostly numbers. I think that if I thought about it, like I think my grandmother was 86, I believe. I looked at her picture not long ago, and I went to an open house the other day, and the house was very small and similar, closed concept kind of thing. Grandparents' house was much nicer, not just the basement. But so that one like might be grandma. I actually heard from my own grandmother today in a YouTube comment, and just for my own, I know it doesn't show like Facebook. Currently, Facebook says, oh, you posted a video. Um, um, uh, in the past, would you like to see it again, kind of thing. You actually have to look for it, I believe, on YouTube. But But I mean, it wasn't a surprise. My grandmother was a medium apparently in the 70s or whatever, 60s, 70s, around there, 50s, 60s, 60s, 70s, somewhere around there. And she said that, obviously the digital age wasn't what it is now, but she also said that, she made it very kind of special and personal, whereas, she did it mostly for family and friends, but she was always like, don't tell anybody, this is our special little, private thing we just did. Um, that she didn't want to be famous for it. I mean, even if she had back then, from way back then, I know that you could see vintage TV shows and this and that. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I would have been able to find something, but I don't know. And I have to decide if there's anything from the genealogy stuff I want to print. Uh, Old radio speaker, plants. Um, Name Joanne. Kind of a triple one today. Saw Joanne's mail getting delivered today, actually, so like a message. Joanne. I don't know the other family's name. Um, well, nobody's here, so unless somebody comes here while I'm doing this, and I can't go too much longer tonight, and somebody just did, because I have I have some other things to do before bed. But because somebody just tuned in and you're the only one here, I'm just going to do a quick recap as to some of the things that you left, you don't care, whatever. Okay, that's very rude, but whatever. That's just weird spots on there. It almost looks like particles or like snow or something on this image. Those look like a bunch of orbs, but it's just, I don't know, the way the light's reflecting on the window, but there's interesting white specks that I didn't notice on there before, and it's not on the screen. So I don't know what that's about. I don't think he's been playing that long. He'll probably still, on the piano, probably still go to 11 o'clock. So, but I do want to show you, if you've never seen the videos that have shown this before. It's not a lot of it on this channel, but I do want to kind of show you me in the mode of actually channeling, because I'm just listing things that I feel are being kind of suggested to me as possibly connected to you. And somebody just liked it, which is weird because it shows that there's nobody watching at the moment. Oh, but they just tuned in. I was about to say, but maybe, if it's just an angel, that wouldn't indicate that they are, but then it indicated that they liked it. That happened a few times when I was away too. But so just to recap, the viewer left. Like, I don't need to recap. I'll just give you a like. You don't have to recap nothing. Or was that an angel? I'm just gonna stand because again, this seat is really. Yeah, I would love it if he left that phone at home. It's nice to talk with him on Messenger, and then he doesn't have to be on the phone and possibly get in trouble at work. But it'd be nice to be able to do these downstairs sometimes. But it's good to come upstairs for a little while too. I don't know. I feel very mixed. Part of me says I should try and channel one of my own loved ones because I deserve it, and there hasn't been a lot of that happening lately. But as a topic for another video, maybe I'd have to think about how I'd want to address it, preferably not while I'm trying to fall asleep. Because, yeah, I would say that my guess is right off the hop would be that it doesn't happen often sometimes because, one, you don't need it to. Two, you're just too distracted. Two, maybe dealing with mental health issues. So really, struggling. Or three, just not as in tune as you might otherwise be. And so, and I'm sure that there are also times when sometimes our angels and loved ones don't necessarily know what to say. It's not that they aren't there. It's not that they don't care. They just don't know what to say. Like when I had a bit of follow-up with my mother, I know that my dad said that he was a little bit shocked, but he understood, and he wasn't going to pick sides. And it was as simple as that. And anytime I think back to it, that's what it is. I don't know if it was ever expanded upon, but I do have to get back downstairs soon. But I'm willing to try and do this again. And again, I did get a bit longer than I had expected. But if anybody watches this or skips certain parts, whatever, and it speaks to you, it resonates with you, do please comment, and I'll get back to you. Um, I should state that unfortunately, even if I could be and I should be, because I'm not. One, I've been low income for enough of my life that I know how scary it can be to not have a lot of money. But I also know you got to make income. But it's not like I'm doing. I want to tell you this. I would channel somebody's loved one. One, not necessarily in any particular order, but not necessarily not either. But for these, I would say 3 reasons come to mind. Because I don't want to say I like doing it. Those white dots seem to be the small ones seem to be there a bit more. But I like giving people healing, and maybe I get some healing from it as well. Like when I do it for my own loved ones, it's very special and sometimes uplifting, and you know um, you know something to fill the time. um, like I do not have. I mean, nobody's perfect. It's true. But I do not have a bad bone in my body. I do not have a scamming bone in my body. I'm just not that kind of person. And I try and stay away from those kind of people. Who needs them, right? So I mean, and not too many. Well, some people may say, "Oh, the ones that will do are not going to outright say it," but they're not going to say one way or another, most likely. Anyway, all I know is what's true to me and true to my heart, and like I can do freebies, but and you know, I'm kind of been in a bit of a rut, and like I say, so when it happens, it's for me, or I watch other people getting channeling sessions from other people, but I, my own loved ones want to set what I mean for me, but my wait list is not huge, and usually what I do is or what I would do if I booked a session with somebody is it would be a $50 down payment, Canadian. And I know these are hard times for a lot of people. I do realize, so that's not very much, I don't think. I actually just found out today, somebody claims, and it made me think they must have utilized her, that there's a famous medium out there. I'm surprised my dad had never seen her very much, who charges $175 but asks you to donate. I don't know if it's that or as well as to a couple different charities. I'd be surprised if she didn't make anything. I don't know if she'd be charged to be a guest on a show because those shows are already very successful. But yeah, I mean they definitely go quite a bit higher. And sometimes I think, oh, I'm really gifted. I'm underselling myself. I really need the money. But the thing of the matter is that I don't want to say a certain amount. I think she saw too many pre-contest of mine. It's not honest thing in his. So I'm just thinking to myself things that don't really need to be stated. Then it's just something about a past experience and a misunderstanding. But yeah, I see. The thing is, like, even being good, even for my own loved ones, I can't guarantee how much I'm going to pick up. What I'm going to pick up on, and I would hate to charge a lot of money and only get a couple little messages. And even though I guess it's true, they might seem little to me, but they might not to the other person. I'm trying to decide whether I should watch more of them. Glenn, actually. Yeah, I can click the tab, but not close. But, so I don't want to, like, yeah, because, like, the videos I watch on YouTube, a lot of times they're just a section of a session. But, and with about being second houses, like, that's definitely something that, well, anyway, I think I did cover that. But yeah, so basically, yeah, so it's for dollar down payment. But what I do say is if you feel that it was worth it and And this is where I'm very genuine and very caring about, your situation as well, right? If you can do it, if you feel it's worth more than 50 and you can give more, who am I to say don't? Oh, no. I don't think I could spend that money if you gave it to me. I mean, we're trying to stay afloat. One income household. So it's bills, it's food, stuff for our dog, you know. Um, and times are very hard for us right now. But musically and otherwise, we're gifted, and that should be doing more for us. You know what I mean? But it's just, I don't know, things have been a bit of a struggle. So that's a little bit about us. That's a little bit of what I think I've sensed tonight. I want to get downstairs soon, but and I honestly feel like my own loved ones. I feel like I saw them all sitting in comfy chairs, ironically, which I plan to go down to the couch, even though it's old and kind of saying it's nice. They're all sitting in comfy chairs. Some of them have drinks in their hand of some sort, which is kind of an interesting visual. And I do actually feel like maybe it was my dad, who, like I say, I feel like I haven't felt his spirit in a while. He's there. I know he's there. I just don't feel messages from him very often. I do feel like it's best when it's organic for the most part. Like you can't force it, but obviously in a session you have to try a little harder. But I just feel like he's kind of saying, we want you to get a good night's sleep. You've had a long day. We love you. Those kind of things. But get downstairs, be with them for a little bit and Sunny. And there's nothing we have to say that either we haven't already said or that can't wait. So, as much as maybe that's a smidgen disappointing, I appreciate that their thoughtfulness in it, and I'm fine with it, I think. So, okay. Sayonara. Marinara, just kidding. But yeah, I wish I'd been able to channel for someone else, as well as myself. I actually would say for someone else first, not totally because of money, but just for the other reasons too. But it didn't happen, so whatever.